She called herself the CryptoQueen. She promised to make you rich. And then she vanished without a trace. In the mid-2010s, while the world was still figuring out what Bitcoin was, Dr. Ruja Ignatova walked on stage in a ball gown, declared OneCoin to be the future of money, and convinced millions to believe her. She had a PhD, spoke 5 languages, and knew exactly what people wanted to hear: fast profits, global disruption, and a front-row seat in the crypto revolution. But behind the ball gowns and buzzwords was a Ponzi scheme so massive it made Madoff look like an amateur. And just as investigators closed in, Ruja Ignatova stepped off a plane in Athens and was never seen again. This isn't just the story of a scam. It's the story of how charisma, greed, and blind faith turned one woman into a global illusion, and how she may still be out there, watching. She wasn't just selling a coin, she was selling a revolution. With a PhD from Oxford and a resume that sparkled like her earrings, Ruja branded herself as the elegant genius who cracked the crypto code. She didn't speak like a tech bro or a banker. She spoke like a messiah with a PowerPoint. Bitcoin is for nerds, she said. OneCoin is for the masses. It was the perfect blend of mystery and money. Investors from over 175 countries poured in, from taxi drivers in Uganda to housewives in Germany to Silicon Valley wannabes looking for the next big score. Ruja called it the Bitcoin killer, but what she really built was a cult. She hosted sold-out events that felt more like church revivals than tech conferences. There were chants, confetti, fireworks. She'd walk on stage in designer gowns, dripping in diamonds, and people would cry, not because they were rich yet, but because they believed they would be. Her followers called her the visionary. Some even called her Queen, and she fed the fantasy with precision. She said banks were afraid of her, that governments would soon bow to OneCoin, that every early investor was chosen, handpicked, special. Behind the scenes, it was smoke and mirrors. OneCoin was selling education packages, not real cryptocurrency. You'd buy a course and you'd get tokens to mine OneCoins. But the mining, it wasn't happening. The blockchain didn't exist. The value, made up by her team, changed daily. But none of that mattered because the belief was stronger than the facts. People didn't want math, they wanted magic. By 2016, OneCoin had raised over $4 billion. Ruja was on magazine covers, winning awards, shaking hands with presidents. She even told her staff to write speeches for her Nobel Prize acceptance. Modest she was not, but success has a shelf life when it's built on lies. As more money flowed in, regulators started sniffing around. Whistleblowers raised alarms. Investigative journalists started asking uncomfortable questions. But every time a red flag waved, Ruja waved a bigger, shinier one back. She told her believers the banks were trying to stop them, that skeptics were jealous, that the revolution was under attack, and only the loyal would win. It wasn't just a scam, it was a movement. And Ruja Ignatova, she wasn't slowing down. Not yet. It started with a whisper, a blog post here, a Reddit thread there, people asking questions. Where is the blockchain? Why can't I sell my OneCoins? Why is the exchange always under maintenance? Ruja dismissed it all. She called it FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Just noise from the outside. Her loyalists repeated the mantra, trust the system, trust the queen. But the cracks were getting harder to ignore. In 2016, a blockchain expert got on stage at a tech conference and publicly said, OneCoin is not a cryptocurrency, it's a Ponzi scheme. He didn't just say it, he proved it. And still, nothing happened. That's how deep the faith ran. Meanwhile, Ruja doubled down. She kept promising launches, a global payment app, a debit card that would let you spend OneCoins at any store. She said it was all just around the corner. Spoiler, it wasn't. People waited and waited. No app, no card, no way to cash out. And then, the first domino fell. In early 2017, the UK's Financial Conduct Authority issued a public warning. Then Germany's regulators froze some of OneCoin's bank accounts. And finally, the US government started to sniff around. By mid-2017, the heat was real. Ruja was supposed to speak at a massive OneCoin event in Lisbon. Thousands of believers packed the arena. The lights dimmed, her name flashed on the giant screen. But Ruja never showed up. Not on stage, not in the building, not in the country. She had boarded a Ryanair flight to Athens 2 weeks earlier and vanished, gone, like vapor. Her staff claimed she was delayed, then busy, then on vacation. But the truth was louder than any excuse. The Queen had ghosted her own kingdom, and suddenly, panic. Emails to OneCoin support went unanswered. The exchange stayed offline. People started demanding refunds, explanations, anything. But the machine had no one left to answer. Behind the scenes, US prosecutors had filed a secret warrant for her arrest. They knew what the rest of the world was just starting to realize. OneCoin had stolen billions, and now their star player has disappeared. The FBI called her one of the most significant fugitives in the world. Interpol issued a red notice. Her name joined the ranks of Escobar, El Chapo, and bin Laden on the world's most wanted lists. But still, no trace of her. Meanwhile, her brother, Konstantin Ignatov, tried to keep the lights on. He told investors Ruja was just tired of being the face of the company. He told others she feared for her life. He even claimed she was still running things remotely. But Konstantin wasn't Ruja. The charm was gone. The illusion had fractured. And in 2019, while waiting to board a flight to LA, the FBI arrested him. What he revealed was jaw-dropping. Konstantin pleaded guilty to fraud and money laundering charges in November 2019 as part of a plea deal in a U.S. court. During his testimony, he admitted to knowing that OneCoin was a fraudulent operation. Court documents and reports indicate that he acknowledged the scheme's deceptive nature, including misrepresentations made to investors. He testified that OneCoin's claims about its value and operations were false, supporting the idea that the scam was intentional from the outset. Emails between Ruja Ignatova and co-founder Sebastian Greenwood, cited in court, also reveal early discussions about the fraudulent nature of OneCoin, referring to it as a trashy coin and outlining an exit strategy to take the money and run as early as 2014. OneCoin was not a legitimate cryptocurrency with a decentralized blockchain, as it claimed. Instead, it operated a centralized database controlled by the company, lacking the transparency and verifiability of a true blockchain. Multiple sources, including court filings and Konstantin Ignatov's testimony, confirm that OneCoin's value was not determined by market forces, but was arbitrarily set by the company's leaders. Prosecutors noted that the purported value of OneCoin grew steadily from 0.5 euros to approximately 29.95 euros by January 2019, without ever decreasing, which is inconsistent with genuine market-driven cryptocurrencies. During his testimony in the Mark Scott trial, Konstantin Ignatov provided details about Ruja Ignatova's disappearance in October 2017. He stated that Ruja was afraid someone close to her would turn her over to the FBI, indicating she was aware of mounting investigations. Ignatov testified that she had obtained a big passport, likely referring to a fake or high-value passport, and asked him to arrange plane tickets to Vienna and Athens, suggesting premeditation. She'd changed phones, cut ties, stopped using digital communications. She had bodyguards, maybe even political protection. He said he didn't know where she went, and maybe he didn't, because to this day, no one does. Some believe she's dead. Others think she's living under a new identity in Dubai, or Russia, or on some private island with ex-KGB agents and silk curtains. What's not up for debate, she got away and left behind one of the largest financial frauds in history. Victims were shattered, families destroyed, life savings gone. Some had mortgaged homes, others borrowed from friends and churches. All of them had trusted her. She didn't just steal money, she stole hope. And the most chilling part? Many still refuse to believe it was a scam. Even after the arrests, even after the trials, even after the coin stopped existing, they still call her the CryptoQueen. still thinks she's coming back. That's the power of belief. That's the danger of charisma wrapped in lies. And that's why this isn't just a story of fraud. It's a story of faith turned toxic. Ruja promised the world a financial revolution. What she gave them was a ghost. Since Ruja Ignatova vanished in 2017, the world has been on a relentless quest for answers. The once celebrated CryptoQueen left behind a trail of deception, with OneCoin defrauding investors of approximately $4.5 billion. Her disappearance has sparked global investigations, legal actions, and a myriad of theories about her fate. In recent developments, co-founder Carl Sebastian Greenwood pleaded guilty to wire fraud and money laundering, receiving a 20-year prison sentence for his role in the scheme. Additionally, Mark Scott, a former partner at the law firm Lock Lord, was convicted for laundering $400 million from OneCoin and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Despite these convictions, Ruja remains elusive. In 2022, she was added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, with the reward for information leading to her arrest increased to $5 million. Investigators believe she may have altered her appearance and is using false identities. Speculation about her whereabouts has intensified. Recent reports suggest she might be hiding in Cape Town, South Africa, in a high-security neighborhood known for its affluent residents and, reportedly, some with ties to organized crime. German investigators are actively pursuing leads in the area, indicating that the search is far from over. Meanwhile, authorities continue to dismantle the remnants of the OneCoin empire. A UK court has issued worldwide freezing orders on assets belonging to Ruja and her associates, aiming to recover funds for defrauded investors. The saga of Ruja Ignatova serves as a stark reminder of the perils of unchecked ambition and the allure of quick wealth. As the world watches and waits, the question remains, will the CryptoQueen ever be brought to justice? The OneCoin debacle isn't an isolated incident. The cryptocurrency realm has seen a surge in scams, with losses due to deep fake tricks and scams projected to surpass $25 billion in 2024, more than doubling last year's losses. Fraudsters often impersonate influential figures to create an illusion of credibility, leading to bigger investments from victims without thorough due diligence. The tactics used by deep-fake fraudsters have remained consistent, typically involving fake projects, phishing attacks, and Ponzi schemes to gain the trust of crypto investors. These methods have accounted for more than half of all deepfake-related crypto losses over the past 2 years. Here is how you can protect yourself. Always research and verify the legitimacy of any investment opportunity. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Understand the basics of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to make informed decisions. Engage with well-known and regulated cryptocurrency exchanges and platforms. Keep abreast of the latest news and developments in the crypto world to be aware of potential scams. The story of Ruja Ignatova and OneCoin is a cautionary tale, emphasizing the importance of vigilance, education, and skepticism in the face of too good to be true opportunities. The world's most wanted woman didn't just disappear, she evaporated, leaving behind billions in smoke and mirrors. No trace, no arrest, no justice. She promised a revolution, she delivered a mirage, and now years later, investors are still picking up the pieces of dreams she sold in conference halls and glittering ballrooms. Governments have launched manhunts, whistleblowers have risked their lives, her closest allies are behind bars, yet the CryptoQueen remains a ghost, slipping through the cracks of global law enforcement like vapor in a storm. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Ruja didn't just exploit a broken system, she exposed one. A system where charisma can override logic, where hype drowns out questions, where billions can vanish before anyone even realizes they're gone. And until we start valuing knowledge over buzzwords, until we stop chasing the next big thing without reading the fine print, there will be more Rujas. So ask yourself, In a world chasing the future at breakneck speed, are you investing in innovation or falling for illusion? Because the next crypto queen might already be on stage, and her spotlight's warming up. If this story gave you something to think about, if it made you question how easily ambition can blind us, then take a moment and like the video, share it, and subscribe for more real stories like this. Stories that expose the cracks beneath powerful facades. Because in a world chasing quick wins and fast money, these cautionary tales matter more than ever, and there are plenty more waiting to be told.